Good morning. Hi. Alrighty. Back for more blueprints. Again, as always, the message that anything you see will be a spoiler. Host Room 46. We're getting on the deep end, finding all the permanent unlocks. And now we found a key. So we need to mess with bedrooms at this point. Of course, if you haven't played the game and you intend to, don't watch this, go ahead and play it. And then the secondary objective, so we have two, just in case, depending on our run. So one is bedrooms, and the other one is laboratory experiments. So we're gonna mess with those two things mainly. Assuming we don't get pulls for certain rooms and stuff, then we'll start messing around with that. But other than that, we continue. Mm-hmm. So one of the main things that's gonna determine whether or not we start with bedrooms is going to be the outer room draft, because I believe we have to have the tomb. Not super sure about that, but we're gonna try it anyways. Hmm, not quite. Could do shelter. I think honestly that would probably be the best option. Oh, I saw a frame leg there. So with shelter, we can try for different pool drafts. Actually, that right off the bat's pretty nice. Alright, let's start 20. Let's see. 11 times 3, 33, minus 13 is 20. 1 plus 2 is 3, minus 3 is 0, times 15 0, then 2. 1 squared is 1, times 10 is 10. Right on. I'm like, yeah, we don't have what we need for bedrooms, so let's keep going. So, the box with the most words does not have gems. Oh boy. Both statements written on the other boxes are false, okay? There's only one true box. So let's say that's false, and let's say this is false. So the one with the most words does have gems. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, so this one. Perfect. Early den is good. Perfect. regain any steps? I don't think so. Why is everything pinging me so early in the morning? Yeah, that's not super important right now. Alright, one key. Just make sure it's not bedroom. Nope, not bedroom. Honestly, it might be a servant's quarters. Just because we only have one bedroom. Yep. And also where the key spawned too. Workshop. Hammer. Nice. I'm actually gonna go back around and start drafting this area. Ooh, there it is. Lab. Immediate pull. So this is our secondary. So these two are not super huge, but this one is okay. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems, let's do that one. Oh, let's spot check the announcements too. Oh, looks like there is a new one. Yay! I'm gonna guess that means he's likely already reached room 46 then. I knew he would pull it off. I just knew it. Congratulations, Simon. Kimberly Thompson. And then it's like, Kimberly, I can't confirm with any certainty he's reached room 46 yet, but from the activity I can see on the network, I'd be very surprised if he hasn't. So congratulations are in order from me as well. Simon, I too knew you would pull it off. Randolph Moore. And we are going to request a hammer. Or I'm trying to think. I already did that. I already did this. So hammer is going to be what I would like at all times. Just pop off experiment right off the bat. Ooh, dark room early is also nice. And that's protected. Close it. Yeah. We'll do that. Ooh, metal detector, perfect. And nothing else. Luck with each green room you draft from this cloister. I don't want that yet then. I want that here actually. Alright, experiments are going well. I will protect myself with this one. And this one. Although that one's a waste there. You know what? We'll do furnace instead. Nice. Oh, we have so much power. Power. I'll see if I could get a boiler room. That'd be nice. Ooh. This is good. This is really good right here. I think that's exactly what I wanted. Oh, except I'm out of stuff. Whoops, I drafted from the wrong side first. Oh well. Oh, that's the new room and I wanted. Okay, ultimate goal. Get that room. Oh, this is good. Let's go this first. Especially with the greenhouse. What's to say? Raise your luck with each green room you drafted from. Oh. Oh, okay. Didn't this cost me before? Don't have access to foundation right now. So we're definitely gonna have to come back for that. I need a computer and I don't want to go all the way back to lab for that. I need a nook with a library into book store as well. Still good, but not what I want. Ooh, if I can get a lever, I can go back to green room. There we go. Office is... I'm gonna do office here. And we're gonna try to communicate with shelter. As I believe we have enough experiments to just auto-unlock everything. Let's do shelter. Yes. Beautiful. I'll wait till I have like conference room to spread gold because I really don't need it right now. Ah. Ooh. I'll take it. Den being common is perfect. Pantry being common is perfect. Casino, we'll make it standard. I'm gonna have to go all the way over to dining room. Oh, your showroom, alright. That case. Where is it? You're on the table, aren't you? Yep. Pump room. Yes, actually. And the main reason is because of another experiment. Two, right here. Alright, we can just... Nope. And then one. Well, I think I just want that one empty. Oops, wrong way. And then, yeah, these three I want to keep full because I have no reason to drain these. So I can just pull water out of fountain just because. Alright, we're done messing with that, and we have reserve tanks. Pantry. Alright. There we go, reading nook. Come here. Into library. And then we want bookstore. There you go, bookshop. And then the last book. Which is The Curse of Blackbridge. I'm just like, now I would actually like armory. That way. There we go. Question is, why did I need that again? Oh yeah, the axe. Which I didn't get. So we'll just take everything else. Although I'm pretty sure we're just done. Okay, not terrible. So we've gained simply book. Coffee tastes amazing today. Alright, take 2 for the tomb. No tomb. Alright, we'll take items then. Really good start. So, armory, or let's see if we can axe the cost of that one room, or experiments from lab. Ooh, 50% southern apples. I think this would be a perfect day to draft showroom or armory. No axe. Alright, maybe I messed up and I can't get X anymore. You know what? Yeah. Wait a minute. Did I ever notice that? Okay, time to pull up the board. It's gonna take a minute to load. Oops. We want you section 2. Let's see. Her bedroom and lab. Experiments. That is not how you spell that. Oh, E. And then re. Nope, it was here. Oh, what? Did it get rid of it? Oh, here it is. Oh. never did take the screenshot. Alright. There's a message that I don't know how I've missed for this long. The 8th angel points to our dreams. The 8th angel points to our dreams. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an 8th one. Uh-oh. Let's do it. What? Oh, right in the corner. Well hidden. Green room, nay. Although that's a really good spot for Great Hall. That's probably in security. Oh no, it's in Great Hall. Ooh, nothing. Alright. We'll do workshop. Now, assuming I could get battery, this would be great. Ah. Let's see, the blue box has exactly one true statement. The gems are in the blue box. The white box has exactly one true statement. The black box has no true statements. So that one's false. This one could be true. The gems are not in the black box. The above statement is true. So the gems are not in the back box. The gems are in the blue box. Good. Actually, I'm gonna try something. And what we're going to try is bedrooms. Let's see. Master, ladyship, guest, nursery, bunkroom, boudoir. gonna just do dice. Oh. I did mess up. I needed to save that spot. A gem. Wait a minute. Not bedroom. Not boudoir. Not bunk room. Not maids. Let's see. Master maybe? Nursery. Nope. Nope. It had to be 8 there. For nursery. No. We're using steps now. Alright. I'm not using the hovel. How is that happening? Give me keys. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Library. We're gonna get something from this run. Alright, our screenshots first. Oh wow, this is a long book. Okay. So let's go. The Curse of Black Bridge by Redford Elling. Forward. The legend of Black Bridge is one that is well known to the people of Grand Realm. Versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to the text seemed an ambiguous and impossible challenge. Over the course of many research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. And for a time, each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's pri- primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of the so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost two brothers to the war and parents to the famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take an easy road out, an easy and well traveled road paved with temptations leading out of the city and into the gentry lands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocent that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper was no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while others slept soundly tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthest berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even his patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the sky. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of his newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jesper freeze. He had been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings. How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept towards the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound's source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by two beautiful white horses, and conveyed by a stern looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proved unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such an effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startle me half to death coming round the bend of my own drive and seeing me with such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not to be any face." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable only for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was picking berries." Jesper raised the half-filled basket to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expression on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed far cynical. The softened expressions even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past Burnt Woods." "My God, that's far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning." It was true, Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper had traveled, and while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I have traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these." "Surely you have tasted them yourself." Jesper felt happier with this response as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. "In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far. And even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage, So I'm ashamed I've never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward. It was Jesper's time to smile. Then let my effort reward us both today. He raised the basket even higher. A taste and memory of your youth, sir. The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket. And at that moment, his fingers touched the first berry. The dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drying blood. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. The driver's arm had gone stiff, and his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jesper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause, though I will admit the thought of taking your carriage without leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. While unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jesper pivoted to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand, cautiously pointing towards the carriage door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge to a small degree to allow the man to speak, in which he did in turn softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession, I assure you, of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree, which he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while figuring out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on the man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me? Jesper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it. Secure the final bindings, and then hastily return to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside the carriage was surprisingly dusty and upswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This is all but confirmed what Jasper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a livered servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight, inspecting the box carefully. Two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Orindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts of the old world and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock and would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to the driver, quietly observing from his indentured position. Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box? Without emotion, the driver replied, There is no key to that box. Jesper stood up. Easy enough then. He headed over to a nearby rock of a sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had been completely shattered, and the rusted lock he bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. And now we have an ad break. So we will take some time, and I'm simply gonna eat. It'll be 3 minutes of ads, so skip ahead 3 minutes if you're watching the VOD. We have a minute 30, halfway through the ads. Oh, we're back. Hello. And then, with one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened. Ooh, excuse me. You have opened that which should have never been opened, and you are cursed. This is in the shrine, by the way. Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. What is it? That's one. Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. One what? You mumbling Ejenter. And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person? The man did not seem intimidated. One pace. He paused for effect. 12 more, and you will be dead. He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptid ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered in red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had, of course, heard stories of curses and had never doubted their validity in the past, but now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might prove additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do, to be discovered here? Beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be no better to face one face now, take a dozen paces, and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plead, a miracle materialized before him, as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of gold trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. And so, after a profound breath, he took a second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached the rein and suddenly realized he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would certainly be better to leave it here. On the other hand, if the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox whose typical function often secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. Not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care I have or what care have I? And with that statement said aloud to the horses seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Part 2. Below the Black Bridge. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such a fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered she was on third watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wit, Miller turned as she left, waving her to her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to wake the sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered the braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, followed the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post, a necessary concession for the concealment of the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as the water poured out, splashing into Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the silence of the morning. They had been on third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time, their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy never. From their elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern as well as a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. The Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Oris and Reddington. To the city-faring travelers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travelers passed without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern-housed bandit, it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day, there was no shroud to conceal her expressions nor hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Ravia touched her elbow and pointing up, Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hounds used in Leo of words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month among the branches. She watched as Ravia shifted, placing her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back to the canyon. Squinting through the leaves, two girls had held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller too heard the sound of approach. Ravia held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long gray coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and a black tourniquet hat. They belonged to the local patrol, the Black Guard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Blackbridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge. Information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hound, she had never once seen a carriage taken in the open daylight when the Blackguard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravia's eyes met Miller's, the same concerned mirror in each other's expressions. This did not sound like the typical carriage, cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead, the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering hoofbeats against the stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had knocked an arrow and drawn her bow. Go! Ravia was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing towards the cave. There was no road that ran below the canyon, and there was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls reached it instantly. The base had been compromised. This was a blackguard attack. The moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry, but before she even finished processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain. Yet she watched as the wheels jolted over the rocky riverbed. A third arrow was not in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from a seat. Utterly confused now, Miller quickly glanced over his shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered that Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they both now realized. They had made a mistake. The gang's chieftain, Bergolf Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the carriage like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group kept forward in the customarily silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay a far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favorite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she has always called him, though deep down she had known that it wasn't quite true. His appearance of the gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower among the nettles of this cave, but he still had thorns, horned by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in the darkness. In the back of one of the larger cavern rooms, he was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking the neighboring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. Or India. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space without around her, but even in alarm the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder, and in intense voices could be heard ahead, louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave, her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness pulling at her. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed two bent fingers against Miller's cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. Two bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The two girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began, the blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Roderick Lee of the Blackguard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, he grinned, now they speak. That's it? Where's the rest of the story? That's it. Oh. That was not the ending I was expecting. I got caught up in the story. I was just like, oh, where's the rest? No. This is 100% an angel. But how do I see it? That's my question. You know, I thought it was this, but it's not. It is not. 12 steps. I wonder if that is just what I have to do, just break it. Locked. This might be okay. I don't know how I'm continuing, but I will get to an end. Oh, I already used that. Alright. You know what? We're gonna try to go for you. Grab the money, and we're gonna gamble 100 coins. At least that's the hope. Yeah, 100. Oh, stop it. Stop it. No. Come on. Okay, good. $20 close. We need 11 more. Okay. Come on. Come on, I need one decent payout. Okay. Okay. Close. Not quite. Come on. The money is dwindling. Actually, I want to see this 3, 5, 9, 15, 10, 100. Are these allegedly the same? Yeah, 3, da, 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 da. I'm guessing this one just has a higher payout, probably. Oh. I still need more. If I had a clover there, that would have been cool. We are camping today, pulling the leaf up, keep going. Camping today. I just need one payout so I can do the big roulette. Okay, I have another idea. Oh, I don't have office this run. Alright, I don't have another idea. How much is the other one? It is 20. I want to do 100 wager. Look at this. 4 loans, 200 something. Yeah, locked, locked, locked. I guess chapel. We'll come back. Actually, passageway, was that locked? I don't even know. Oh, so what's my experiment? It's fine. My experiment is drafting 2 or more gems. Okay. I have 3 coins and a single gem. We're gonna check our emails as well. And while that's loading, I'm going to add our announcements here. So our last one was 21st, which we have this one, which is 22nd, and this one, which is 23rd. It's almost Christmas. Alright, staff services, staff announcements. Nothing for today. I think I might have checked that today, but we want to check email. Nothing new. Okay. Good. Balls. Wow. Alright. I guess I'll just check passageway. There's that kitchen. I could just throw archive just to see what I get. Ooh. Spare bedroom. Actually, that was a good accident. And let's try keys. Oh yeah. That's good. That's really good. I'm still step hungry. Oh, I do have foundation too. Forgot about that. Oh yeah, let's do that. Good. I'm being lucky here. So security door can't be open, so I just have a key here, and I can do a key here. That is the best I can do. I try for more keys. I'm in the drawing room. I could just straight up redraw. Let's see what this is. Oh, oh dear. I see a coin. I could do all here. But there's security locked, that's the problem. Ah, that works. Now we just need steps. Or I could just gamble. Actually, yeah, let's just do that. Gamble and start a new run. And then that's just locked. Alright. Cool. Yep, that seems good. big gamble. Let's go 100. Oh, oh, you bastard. How dare you? Oh, it's time. Alright, so let me turn off the alarm before it goes off. And then we'll prep some stuff on the side, and then we'll start one last run. Oh yeah, I have that day off, Juneteenth. Woo! Continue. Bum, 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 bum. You're not trying to give me tomb, and I don't want to draft garage just for that. Verify passkey. Almost done. Swear. Mm. Alright, we're back. Alright, this one will for sure be the final run. Let's check our announcements first. There is a new announcement. The 25th. Merry Christmas, Simon. Here's our latest ship used to call your mother. Merry Christmas. I wanted to let you know that we've left some presents for you in the boudoir today. Hopefully, next year we'll be able to celebrate this day together. Your friends in faithful service. That's a good touch. And then lastly, we want emails. Also stays the same. I haven't seen Shrine in a bit too, which is interesting. Actually, coat check as the first get-go. I'll do that. I'll get my shovel. Haven't had you in a while. Oops, retrieve. Thank you. I'm gonna dead end this, so let's just do that. I didn't see steps go up 2 keys. That is servants' quarters. 100%. Let's do spare bedroom. We'll do gym. Start our experiment right off the bat. Letter, small chest. I will do letters because I still want some information. And since I have a shovel, we're gonna do trash. That's actually amazing. Start. And you know what? I do want to do a special order for a magnifying glass. I want to have that on hand for when I get mail room. And I'll also double check emails. Make sure nothing new came in. Magnifying glass. Alright, I know that one. Let's see, pause experiment research log into network. I guess I could also check data transfers too, so there's 2 things that we're checking. And then data transfers, so none at this time. Alright, good. I bet you the next one's a garage. How would I know? Wait. Hit pause for just a hot second. What do I want? I have jackhammer. I just need a bunch of dig spots. That's what I need. The kennel is actually really good for this particular run. Den, yep. Beautiful. I'm still looking for Full Deal because I want all my gifts. Ooh, magnifying glass. Alright, we also want mailroom now. You know what? Closet. That's fine. Yeah, I don't like that upgrade for closet that I have. It's actually not good. Here we go. Full deal. Lovely. I'll take my dice and my gems. Oh, I get a lot of dice and gems. And keys. Merry Christmas to me. Where are we here? Yeah. I need dig spots. That's what I really, really need. Oh. I should have done green room. I'm silly. Foyer. Yep. Okay. Pool hall. Beautiful. Turn. Thank you. 7. Let's see. -6 minus 4, -10 plus 13 is 3. Times 2 is 6, minus 4 is 2. Let's see. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Square that, that's 36, minus 20 is 16, times 2 is 32, divided by 2 is 16. Alright. Let's see, 5 squared is 25, minus 20 is 5. Wait, I got that wrong? What? 7. So -10, 3, 6, 2. That's like, that was 6, 36, 16. Yeah, 16. These are minus, right? So 5 squares 25. 25 minus 10 is 15, minus 10 is 5. What did I click on? Oh, wrong way around. Oh, wrong way around. Order of operations. -10 plus 5 is -5. Wait. Yeah, -5. That would just be 20. Then it would be 15. 15, where are you? There you are. There you go. Order of operations. Important. This is a tough one. I kind of want to have a option of a right angle. This works actually. So I gotta do this. And then no, this is what the heck? We need to change that to something. I think for this one, I'm gonna want electric eel because I want to dig. Alright, sorry about that delay. And this is why the stream is scheduled, because once 11 hits, other things have to happen. Okay, so now all these doors are open. Ooh, actually. That works out for me. What's up here? Give me something good. I don't need that necessarily. But that gives me access to one more room. But this just gives me time. What time is it, is the question. So we're going up this way. We would have to wait. Well, I don't think we would have to wait long, to be honest. Oh, lockpicks. That's good. Yeah, that one's stuck at 130. You know what? We're gonna wait for two positions. We're gonna wait for this position, and if that doesn't work, we'll wait for the other position. Because, Den has that, and then Sauna has that. I don't believe we would have to have both rooms, but that's the only other thing I can think of for waiting. And it's also an ad break, so I'll take this time to do stuff while we wait. It's working for the clock to tick. So the first position is coming up, so we're almost there. Oh, oh. And I don't think anything happened on that one. I'll check downstairs. Also, that also didn't change. I wonder if what happens if I solve that puzzle. puzzle twice. Alright. I guess we wait some more. Alright, we have pretty much just waited an hour here. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go down. I can do that while I wait. It'll make it less boring than just sitting here. Let's get this first. I have so many dice I can reroll for days, and we're going to. Wait a minute. Can I have 2 Christmases? That's awesome. Ooh, this will work. And then I'm gonna do green room this time. Do I just do that or do I do that? I don't know. I mean, this one's free. It also counts as a hallway, so it should always be unlocked. There's the courtyard. Let's do that. Hammer. Nice. Dang, we're not getting any trash. Alright. Our shovel was too good. Patio? Yeah. Although I don't have that many green rooms, so let's see what else we have. Casino. Armory is pretty good. You know what? We'll start with East Wing Hall. And we'll take that second budio. Get all of the things. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna fill out completely. I don't have key card. And I can't buy anything. I have more than 2 shops, but we can get rid of the bunk room. Oh, aquarium counts as a bedroom, I'm pretty sure. Alright, time. No time has passed. I swear time doesn't pass unless I'm in here. You know what I really want? I want mail room because I have magnifying glass. Oh, that's also not good. I have to go through chapel. So I have to go here, down, and cross, then up. But if I'm not mistaken, that might have been security. Which means I am forced to wait here because of my step count. Oh, I'm out of coffee. What did I do? Oh boy. I almost got one. Alright, well, since I'm waiting, I'm gonna see if I have the answer. So this is gonna spoil Clock Room if you haven't done it already. Look away, look away. Let's see, clocks. I do. Oh, I never did take, I did. Oh, thank gosh. I was like, oh no, I don't want to really solve everything again. But I'm curious to see what happens if I solve everything again. So that would trigger here, and then we have one more trigger up here, allegedly. I'm also curious, can you actually see the time from down here? No. I wasn't really expecting to just sit here as part of the playthrough, but that's fine. It's one of those things like, oh, I gotta know. Does this work? Does this not work? I should get ready to go down. Oh, I hear it ticking. Yeah, what would I even get if I did this twice? Because I already got the main thing. Would it just be a coin? Or another hint? Or nothing? That's a possibility. Although I don't think that would be. Oh, I heard a little stutter in the audio. You know what? Let's see how long this takes in real life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Was that 35 seconds for 5 minutes or 30 seconds for 5 minutes? Regardless, it gives me a good basis for time. Is it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Question mark? Or does it just not open? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what happens if I do that again. Which we want this here, which is going to be, I'm gonna kind of keep this up in the middle of the screen for you guys, but yeah, we're gonna just want this to be 9. We'll skip. We'll do this on 8. Oops. Yep. And then this one will be like 8 something. What, 06 maybe? Oh, we'll come back to that. And then this one was... Hang on, let me just zoom in here. Just really see. Oh no, that would be 05. Oh, 05, 8, 6, or 7. Sorry, wrong number. And then this one was 05. And then 7, 6. And then this one was 5. Oops. Oops. And then this one was, so that's 805, 508 for this one. And then this one was 5. Oh, this one was 5. What was this one? This one was like 557 or something like that. Yeah. Okay. 100% don't gain anything for doing it twice. We did crush that really fast. And now we just wait for the last bit of time that we believe was a number. It already passed. So that isn't a thing. Okay, good to know. We did check both. So now we gotta go all the way to chapel. Oh, I just realized that sucks. I sheltered our aquarium because it's a red room. Nope, we're gonna want... Dude, honestly, that's like the main thing. Dude, that's exactly what I needed. Thanks, game. Ooh, for every green room, I'll come back for that one. Nice. So we have 1, 2, 3 green rooms. All right. Locker room. Yes, we'll do that. And we don't have security. And labs all the way down here. We don't have utility closet either, so it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll do security. We have only 4 keys. Interesting. And then log in. We're also going to check emails because we already checked. What's it called? What is it called? Shelter. That's what it's called. No new emails. All right. What? You can dig that? where's the problem? There's a security door. Oh, there's a door right there. Never mind. We're fine. I need... locksmith? Locksmith. Yep. And we're just gonna buy all of the keys. We can. $16 keys. Let's see what these can do for us. I saw a hand for a moment. There we go. Where is the rumored room 46? Connection? Theorized locations. North of the antechamber, below the fountain. Full house of 45 rooms plus bank room. That might be a thing. Secret door in the tomb. Doesn't exist. Red herring leaning towards this. Grotto. Grotto? Fish. So that's 6 keys. All right. We got 9 keys here. Wow. All right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Also, moonshine. That's connected. 1, 2. Oh, that's what that handle is. And then another 1, 2, 3. Empty. All right. Here's the mathematics worksheet. Just 6. All right, we've opened every locker. Nice. Unfortunately, I would have liked to open this and just do a freezer, freeze all of this stuff. Let's look at the amount of dice. That's crazy. Do I do one more day? Make it an even 50? Yeah, I think I'll try one more day. One more. Uno más. Mo ipai. Although, moikai. Sorry, kai. Moikai. Honestly, I should be drafting a garage and coming out here with dice. I'll do that next run or next session if I don't get a tomb this run. There it is, tomb. Alright, we have the tomb. Now we do bedroom. Oh, snap. Is that just permanent now? Also, the 7th stat, or the 8th statue, or the 8th angel. I'm gonna come back up this way. Pointing towards the truth. You're an angel, right? So if you're pointing up, what's up here? Or you're pointing to behind you. You're pointing to here, right here. Oh, okay. That's where the box is. It's another hint. Okay, that's clever. I like that. Where's the other room? Nope. Right here. Give me key. Yeah, this is gibberish. Alright. Alright, we have to draft Our Majesty's bedroom. That is the one goal for today. Ooh, not sure if it's gonna help me or hinder me, but I do have 2 dice. Early utility closet is interesting. We'll leave you on for now. Actually, chapel is gonna be good. I don't need money. And drawing room, yep. Actually, reading nook is okay. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Oh. I never coat checked my jackhammer again, so that's okay. Early lab, we will do that at the same time. That's fine. How do we get? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Remove a crate. I've been wanting to do that. Let's do spend gems. Ah, actually, there is one more thing. Log in. I need the announcements. Staff services announcements. There we go. If we try to communicate with Simon, is it better to post here or send him emails? Ah, okay, so I think they're stating that they may send me emails going forward. There it is, security. All right. Security level will be maximum, and it's going to be unlocked. Actually return, and we're going to check emails again. Oops, I missed an S. So emails. Nothing. Okay. I wanna... Oh, I have no gems. Alright. Alright. We're trying to save the dice. Yeah, we're gonna be able to go down that whole segment. One thing, one goal. Now we need to go straight. Yep. Gem. Yep, good. We don't want any of those. There you go. That hallway. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. You. Finally. Alright. All the screenshots. Alright. Her ladyship's sleep diary. 1/17/79. My dear diary, after countless sleepless nights and failed home remedies, my physician has urged me to document my sleeping routines in the various bedrooms of our estate. It is his hope that by tracking the caliber and length of my sleep in each room, together we may come to a deeper understanding of my condition and perhaps, with luck, find a more favorable environment in which I might finally find some amount of rest. Clara. My dear diary, to begin, I thought it'd be best to start with my own room, despite already knowing how unsuitable it is for my sleep of late. Perhaps it is all the old memories that linger here, as it is impossible not to think of home among so many moments of my youth. Nevertheless, I find comfort in gazing at the stars before dozing off, and it pains me to consider that if this trial is successful, it may be one of the final occasions that I sleep here. Clara. Her room. My sleep duration 2.5 hours. Quality peaceful despite rarity. Observable effects. I wake the following morning with 10 less steps, but also observed an additional star in the sky. Here's diary. Last night I retired to the guest room as I have yet to gain the courage to ask anyone to surrender their room to me, even for a night. This bedroom is a cozy space normally reserved for guests staying the weekend. However, I found despite having a choice between two beds that neither proved to be very comfortable. I must speak with Herbert about this, as our guests deserved at the very least as much comfort in their stay as we have. Guest bedroom sleep duration 4 hours. Quality very fragment. Observable effects nothing special. My dear diary, it was strange to sleep in the childhood room of my late husband. The room was just as I had imagined it from the stories he told me of growing up with an elder brother. Herbert informed me that the room has remained untouched, almost identical to when they both occupied it. To avoid any accidents, I slept in the bottom bunk, as climbing ladders is not as easy as it used to be. Despite my exhaustion, my thoughts of Simon kept me up through most of the night. Clara. Bunk room. Sleep duration twice the usual. Quality 2 times as restless. Observable effects. The next morning, I went to the family tomb to visit his grave and was surprised to find a flower had already laid. This could be something. I could not bring myself to ask Hartley directly if I could borrow his room for my sleep study. The mere thought of it was mortifying. Instead, I decided to roll the die, as he often puts it, and wait for his night off to sneak into his room to nap. The experience of sleeping in a servant's room was thrilling, but the fear of getting caught was overwhelming. Every little noise startled me, and I couldn't manage to sleep for more than a few moments, fearing Hartley would return at any time. Sleep duration, perhaps 1 hour. Quality, terrible. Effects about half the steps the following day. I also discovered a stray die have found its way into my pocket, which is hardly shocking given Hartley's history. Dude, I have confessed that I was initially hesitant to spend a night in the Baron's room. Is extravagantly showy, with every surface adorned with gold and every piece of furniture so large it seems almost comical. But as I lay down in the enormous bed, I was surprised to find I felt entirely at ease. Even the absurdly oversized pillows were somehow comfortable, propping me up just right so that I didn't feel any strain on my neck or back. I slept more soundly than I have in the weeks, and I woke up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in what feels like forever. Master bedroom, 8 whole hours, the best in many months. Observable effect, I woke feeling very refreshed, more energy, and more steps than usual. As fate would have it here, just as I had begun to make progress in my quest of slumber, most joyous event has interrupted my progress. My beloved daughter has given birth to a son and has requested my presence in town to assist her during this exciting but demanding time. For now, I shall take my leave of the bedrooms of Mount Holly, but I am certain, dear diary, that one day I shall return. Lady Clara Epstein, grandmother. And then that is the outer house, but that is also the antechamber out there. And why would that be out there? I don't know. I don't know. Well, goal accomplished. Now we just need to remove more crates whenever we draft 2 or more gems. So we need to get more gems and draft more rooms with gems. Garage with pleasure. Actually, this is completely perfect. Compass and diary key. We want to turn you off. Thank you. And then... oh, right. I have a million rooms down here that I can open up now. Ooh, that's exactly what I want. Gems. Was that me or was that a particle effect of the fire? And then this. More gems. Yes, indeed. Alright, let's see. The blue box contains gems. Alright. The letter B appears twice on the box that contains gems. Well, I see the letter B appears twice. All the statements that contain more than one letter B are true. Uh-oh. Blue box. They can't all be true. So you have to be false. And then these two can be true individually. Yeah, but that wouldn't work. So the following thing was each B, the box that contains B twice contains the gem, so that would be false. And if all statements that contain B are true, and then this is BB, then this would be the one. Nope. Wow, I'm just wrong completely and utterly. How dare you? I already did West Wing Hall. Do I reroll? Sure, why not? 10. Here we go. Perfect. Gems. I'll do coat check. I don't think I can check anything per se. Actually, I could just check compass or the diary key. I'll check the diary key. just because. Or, you know what? Give me the diary key. I want to check the compass. Ooh, gambling again. 2, let's do the experiment. Come on, give me all the money. I want to save up 100 coins, do another roulette. Hammer. Brilliant. We'll go Bodio. There you go. I heard birds. Oh, that was next door. I don't have magnifying glass, so not yet. Not yet. I'll say this is not terrible. We're just trying to draft as much stuff as possible at this point in time. Oh, two things? Doesn't matter what it is. Are these all closed? Yeah. Okay, no secrets there. We'll do walk-in closet. That's fine. Ooh, that's good. I need a planetarium now. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. There it is. And then I can circle back around and go through garage and then go up foundation. Yeah. Where was the boxes? I think it was the next room. Right here. Yep. Ooh, secret garden key. Trophy room. I'm looking. I'm just like, alright. Boom. Alright, what do you got for me? Another key. And a battery. Okay, so it can spawn in garage. That's good to know. Oh, we have ads again. It's been 30 seconds. We must wait. Oh my goodness, what is this? Interesting. Alright, halfway through ads. I have 3 dice, 9 things. I want to spawn just all the rooms. I want that one room though. You know, the one I'm talking about. Alright, 30 seconds of ads-ish. Although at this point I have to worry about steps. Ten, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright, ad break is over. We continue. Oh, observatory. Beautiful. We can do this twice now. So everything, oh, this one, would it just be 100% off? Key, diamond, diamonds, apples, feet. Let's do silver key. Yes, we will take that. Courtyard's already been spawned. That's okay. Ooh, I want something else here though. 2, alright, I'll take it. Wait, where am I? The edge? Yes, let's use Secret Garden. Let's do another garden. I don't want to necessarily bypass that, but we'll do that. Tools, no tools. Alright. Great Hall, unusual is fine. Nursery, common is fine. The guest bedroom, I don't need that for my puzzle, do I? Let me, oops. Let me check my notes. Guess, oh, it is there. See, I don't want to change any of those. And then this is all walled off. This is actually fine here. And I can create a pass-through the antechamber. Alright, let's do that. And then touch all of the wheels. Perfect. And I have... Oh, I already used all my special keys. Nice. I don't need you. That one's closed. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Here we go. Pool hall. Alright, 4. 16. Let's see. 4. 2. 16. Okay. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Squared, that's 9. Minus 8 is 1. Alright. 10 minus 10 is 0. Squaring 0. Wait, 0 squared is not 1, is it? No, it's 0. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 0. 0. 0? That seems a bit wild. There's no 0. Yeah, 10 minus 10 is 100% 0. Let's pretend that's 1. Then do 4. 4 plus, or 4 minus 2, let's just say it's 4. Yeah, so square of 0 is 1. I was like, I remember that rule. I can also go to the tomb and get a bunch of stuff and go to the casino before I end as well. Ooh, let's do secret passage into what? Halls? No, let's do shop. Here's a twofer. Let's do that. Everything's 50% off. Or it should be. Oh, screw you too. Opens all normal doors. But from eating. Let's do that, and let's do moon pendant. These two are good. Yeah. Do I have hammer? I do have hammer. Oh, there's a key card. I don't need you now. We can do electric eel, that's fine. Ooh, the armory. I don't need you though. I need something to go straight. Silver key. We'll go with the gift shop. And lastly, I think I'll do treasure trove. Ink boxes marked with moon are always contain false statements. How much money am I gonna get from this? 75. It's not bad. Here's my question though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we? Just be extra mindful of fruit. If I can find a singular fruit, that's gonna give me a decent amount of steps. I'll take that. I think that's the one thing that I'm gonna be looking out for is fruit. There it is. Apples, extra delicious. Nom 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 nom. Ooh, that pretty much instantly solved my step problems. Yeah, I want to go... Hang on. Where do I want to go again? Oh yeah, I want to get to the outside. I also want to go through the other boudoir. I just had to check. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go into Tomb, grab the rest of the money in there. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to buy out the shop unless we find all of the fruit. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Alright, so the question is, do I come up through foundation or do I come up through entrance? Casino's here, so I think I want to go through entrance. $45. What other shops are there? Oh, I would have to get lucky in the casino. for that to matter. Come on, fruit. Any fruit? There's a fruit. There's an apple. Very nice. Oh yeah, more. Perfect. I already broke that one. What did I check in here? Compass. Also, there's fruit in here too. Also, give me the compass. I want to check one of these. Like, telescope is actually pretty good. Yeah, we'll wager 20. Oh, oh. Oh, okay. Hmm. This is gonna be a mess. Alright. Do I have security? I do have security. Alright. Yep, we're gonna go this way. This way. That's fine. No fruit. Alright. No fruit. Alright. There's a fruit. I'm not step hungry anymore, that's for sure. And honestly, there's no reason not to just go in here to mess with stuff. Let's log in. What do I need? 26 coins. Nope, not this one. We want a remote terminal. We want to check office. Yes. And we want to spread gold. How much gold? 15. That's it. Alright. It's not quite the amount that I would like. And honestly, the best chance I would have would probably be just a gamble. I don't want to do that yet. I could. I probably just could do that. But I feel like I need it for something else. You know what? We're just gonna gamble. This one. This one seems lucky. Come on. I just need a good payout. No, I don't think I'm that patient. Alright, so now that we know bedrooms are a thing, let's keep that up and check what I need to make a bedroom section. Bedrooms. And we'll make it purple to make it easy to find. And we're gonna want this. Zoom in. Also, this is the second purple book I've seen. Let's see, guess. Wait, did I just put that twice? One, two. Yeah, I did guess twice. I don't know why I did that. Alright, so we have master, servant, bunk, guest, ladyships. Boudoir is not on here. That's a bedroom. More is aquarium. But is there anything in here that I want the buff? I think I should start with... No, 10 less steps, but you get a star. I don't want that. Nothing special. So it's very likely a lot of rooms are just nothing. What other one do I have? I just have bedroom, bedroom, and spare bedroom. Half the steps also discovered a stray die. Okay. I think boudoir is probably the best bet. Also, there's a little gap in walk-in closet too. Where's the closest boudoir? Just right here. Alright. So let's screenshot that. Screenshot that. And that should tell me everything I need to know after calling a day. Also, yeah, lady up and over here in the corner. Yeah, ladyship chamber, boudoir, walk-in, observatory, parlor, west wing. Her ladyship shopping center. And with that, we will call it the end of the stream. As always, we did find out a bunch of stuff, and we shall continue next time. Goodbye.